Hey everyone, it's time to do a season review, or technically series review of Powers. I guess maybe I'll throw in altogether a true series review. But anyways, season 2 of Powers. After so long, I went back to it. Heck, I was wondering what happened with season 3. I was wondering what was going on with season 3 not showing up. And it's like, oh, here's your free episode. Now let's get on with it. It's weird. It just didn't happen, and it's kind of weird. So, season 2 of Powers, Calypsa. Anyways, her. It's like I still don't like her, but she kind of became likable, I guess. And one messed up thing that's like, what the frick happened is with Pilgrim and what she wears. It's like in the first season, she was fine. Next season, there's some episodes where she wears she wears clothes that's like, hey, look at my cleavage. Isn't my cleavage nice? And I'm like, why the frick is that there? Did people who are watching it, our guys, were like, we want more sexy Pilgrim. And I'm like, hell no, we don't need that. I'd rather be involved with the story than more sex appeal crap where it's like, oh boy, man, what the frick? So anyways, we get to the story of what happened with Retro Girl, and man, talk about what happened with Retro Girl. As soon as we find out who killed her, it was just like, what the megaton fuck? So this season could be cut to two things, and it's weird that Johnny Royale, we didn't see what happened to him. He left. Yeah, Johnny Royale is not even in this freaking second season. I don't know why. And falling from grace, crap, I forgot her name. It's like, I forgot her name, but I'm just going to call her Z. Yeah, Z fell from grace, and luckily she's able to get back up and make a rebound. But it was a horrible fall. Very, very horrible. But yeah, we had like so many freaking things to go with. Like, for instance, we have the backlash of freaking Retro Go going down. And me, I thought that when it came to Callista, she took her powers. That's what I thought. It's like she took her powers thanks to freaking Wolf. But it turns out, no. After rewatching, I kind of can understand that Wolf actually gave her powers, even though technically he could have actually gave Diamond back his powers, but fuck Diamond, I guess. It's like, yeah, that's the bullcrap, man. So you decide to pick her to give powers to her? So anyways, the good news is that now she became the new Retro Girl. Yay. But she tried to actually live a life as if she's freaking damn Cara Danvers. Yeah, she tried to live that life, and sadly, she got freaking thing. And like she said, as soon as I get my powers, I'm going to go to my dad, and I'm going to teach him a lesson. And I'm like, the fuck? Because we see her dad, and her dad isn't doing anything rotten anymore. All he's doing is just living his freaking life. And you come in here and almost kill him, send him to the freaking hospital. You know crap is going to happen. Yeah, and let me just tell you, the freaking story of her dad is that he gets beaten up. He's able to tell people who she is, who's her identity, and social security. And then he actually goes rob a bank. And the freaking Retro Girl Callista goes there, freaking flies him, and then basically drops him. Or, yeah, she actually just sets off the time bomb that he put on himself. Poof, dead. Wow. I'm just saying, technically, if you didn't interfere, and I'm shocked that he didn't just straight up slam her and say, no, she's not a hero. The reason why I'm beaten up and crap is her fault. She came to me out of nowhere and start wailing on me. And yeah, they could go back to the history, but then it shows how messed up of a character she has. It's like, okay, so you, after getting power, beating up a guy who doesn't have power at all, an old man, you allowed the past to haunt you, then that means that chances are, if something worse happens to you, you're going to let that haunt you, and you're going to beat the out of whatever person did it. But anyways, lots of other stuff happens. It turns out it's a hit parade now. Not only Retro Girl gets killed, but other people get killed, and there's a new bad guy, and the new bad guy actually could do some gravity stuff like that. He gets taken down finally, and then it turns out that not only there's just one person who did stuff, but there was other people who did stuff, and it turns out that freaking one of the good guys who retired and said, "I'm not gonna put on a cape anymore," he decided to come back, and it turns out that he's mental. He's freaking mental, and he's been killing lots of heroes along with some bad guys. And not to mention, guess who returns? Remember the kid who died? It's like, yeah, his mom died, his dad died, he died. He came back. It turns out he's a power too. And he has the power of never dying anymore. And it's like, wow. So he has immortality. We don't know how good his immortality is. We actually didn't test it if he went into the tank and he's getting his power drained and he kill him. We don't see what happens there. Meanwhile, we have Pilgrim, which Pilgrim had a sex romance, and also the bad guy that's the mental hero. He thinks that guy is still alive, and well, he is, but apparently he lost his powers decades ago. And he's like, yeah, I knew he was mental, and it was about yeah. And it turns out that Retro Girl had a freaking schedule, a routine with him, and she had no idea how else to deal with him. She didn't tell Diamond that he's mental. It's bullcrap, and there's some diaries and stuff, and so it turns out there's a few incidents that they believe is natural disaster, but it was actually him going mental. It's very crazy. It's like, what? Wow. So besides killing one of the guys who we already know, the one that actually created the Drainer, he died, and he has someone else who will take up his stead now, and he's now the new guy. Z came in there. Callista came in there. Of course, the guy who's now immortal, he's now joined it. They're called New Unity, and they have Diamond, which I don't remember his name now. I don't remember his real name. Walker, yeah, that's it. They have now Walker as their coach. So they basically have to do a final finale where they have to go against the nutcase. And, well, Diamond decided to sacrifice his life, and they both go into the sun together. So Nutcase and freaking Walker both die because he goes into the sun. They both go into the sun. Walker might return, apparently. He might return, but we won't know because it got canceled thanks to PlayStation being a bastard. So there we go. That's the end. That's basically the whole entire series in a nutshell. It was actually an intriguing series, personally. I like the series. It's just that it's sad that it didn't come back for a season 3. No idea it has to deal with Michael Bendis going somewhere else now, and he's full on, let's go. I could do this. DC rules. And he's like, forget my other thing I was doing. It's like, yeah, I was doing Marvel. Yeah, I was maybe interested in powers as well, but frick it. I'm doing full on DC. I don't need to have another thing because DC is going to be a handful. Maybe that's what happened. Not sure. I didn't think it deserved to get canceled for season 3. All it is that we can do less with freaking Pilgrim getting freaking, oh, look at my cleavages. Oh, and I didn't mention, but Pilgrim actually for a second has some power because the person who died, it's like, yeah, Nutcase killed a girl who actually is poisonous, and that poison splattered onto Pilgrim, and now Pilgrim actually had her powers for a second, and is able to poison a person by breathing on them. And sadly, she also had mood swings and crap, and of course, Nutcase guy actually ripped her heart out like Mortal Kombat and left her down on the ground, and somehow she's still alive from that. Yeah, they had the operation to put the heart back in her, but it's still like, I don't think she could have made it from that. I don't think she could have made it, but she did. Maybe it's because of that new power. I'm not sure. Man. Don't watch? I would say it is a watch, but be careful. I mean, especially you're a dude. It's like if you're a dude or you're a girl, depending who actually likes Pilgrim and you like the way she was, and then all of a sudden, but blam! Look at those. Yeah, that's one thing you have to be careful of. And of course, yeah, a few things I didn't mention. We had the FBI stepping in because some issues. So the FBI came in for Retro Girl and they were a pain in someone's tuchus. Not to mention, we also had, what was his name? Oh man, there's a guest star who actually is the villain in this for one little bit. I can't remember his name. Oh my gosh, I can't remember his name. And also, Pilgrim's dad has issues because remember, oh wait, no, that happened in season 2 where all of a sudden, oh, daddy's in trouble. If you're not going to freaking listen to us, we're going to put your dad in trouble. And not to mention, Walker and Pilgrim both got suspended and then they weren't cops in a minute. That also happened. But it was a good series. I liked it. I really did. It just sucked that it just suffered the same way like usual things suffered. They decided to put it somewhere where you have to pay for it, and not a lot of people actually did that. Maybe a decent amount because they got season 2, but they should have just leaked it. It's like, yeah, it's like after you're done, after you have the whole entire series, maybe wait 3 months and then leak it online and be like, yeah, if you want season 3, make sure you buy PlayStation Vue or whatever. It's like, yeah, that's how you do it. It's like, yeah, after you're done milking it, there you go. And that's for the suckers who bought it, even though you just leaked it. Well, at least you got the money for it, right? Even though I don't think the money is decent enough. I think it was $10 a month, and that's what they're going to do is get it for 10 months and then drop it.